I seen.
When Frenchie got to
it.
talk, he was yeah.
Yeah.
That's my style, man.
He's stressing, bro. He's stressing, bro.
And if he has something to say, he might repeat something.
All right. He's like, fuck, I don't know this game. I don't know. Yo, what up? This is Ace, Watson, Kara, and Los Santos, and this is Take Game. Today we're covering match week 11 for the EPL. So we'll start off with the Tottenham Crystal Palace game. Tottenham comes on top with the results, 1-0. Any thoughts about that game?
It was a very dull game, very boring. Not too many chances for Tottenham. They got the one big opportunity with Song, who put it in bottom left corner. It was a very nice goal. Crystal Palace deserved to get at least a point or maybe even win with all the chances they created that game. Kara, do you have any thoughts about this game?
Yeah, like Tottenham really proved that they got depth on the bench to pull through when the likes of Dele Alli, Hugo Lloris, Alderweireld, Wanyama are not present because of injury. And you have guys like Gazaniga who haven't seen played but held it down well from the goalkeeping spot. And Song, who sat right behind Harry Kane where Dele Alli would be to support him and assist him on goals, who not only converted himself but had a really strong work rate. So it was successful. I think overall it was a dull game like you said, but Tottenham can hold down the result.
So now going forward to the next game, Liverpool versus West Ham. Liverpool comes on top with the results. They won 4-1. Anything to be said about that game?
Huge result. Liverpool being overall the faster team caught them in time and space that they exploited for the other team and caught them off guard. Corner that was being made, Salah, Mane go up front. Easy to get those guys off guard and convert a goal to happen. He got a brace. Man of the match for me, Salah. But it's nice to see Oxlade and Matip get on the score sheet. Especially Oxlade.
The Ox.
He's finally doing something. Let's see more of it, though. I'm not convinced just from one game. Especially not the likes of West Ham, who are struggling with managerial issues. Great personnel, quality throughout the pitch, but someone really needs to take the helm, and it seems that David Moyes will be doing that pretty soon, which won't leave Chicharito very pleased when he dealt with him back at United, and we all know what happened back in United. It's not really convincing that West Ham will be looking good anytime soon.
But the goal, because you can see the defense from the first goal from Salah, the defense it was kind of poor. It was kind of poor off the corner. Yeah. They had too many guys up the corner. They should at least get a couple of guys back to cover that fast break, because you can see the player I forgot his name that was there. I think it was
Reed.
I think it was Clemson.
Yeah, it was Reed.
I think it was Reed.
Yeah, he was there and try to cut the ball from.
It was a big risk.
Mane.
Yeah.
For Mane, and Mane did a quick pass.
It ultimately led to the
Salah.
goal.
And went to the fast break and got the first goal. They need to work on the defense, and like you said, man of the match for Salah. Salah was everywhere. Passing control, he did his part.
West Ham, the way they play, they're too open. They leave too much space, especially for people who can run with the ball very quick. Salah, Mane, they can counterattack pretty quick. Like you saw off the corner, they counterattacked right away and they scored a goal. It was poor defending. But even with all the signings that they did in the summer, they spent a good amount of money on certain players like Arnautovic and Chicharito, and they got Joe Hart. I think they got for free.
Yeah,
I think Joe Hart for free.
Yeah.
They got Zabaleta. They got a couple of good players. They got experience also, but it just didn't seem that Bilic was.
Not the right.
Maybe his strategies, formations weren't working with the players that are there. Maybe they had a disconnection where they just didn't want to listen to him anymore. I don't know what happened, and that's why West Ham decided to let him go today. And West Ham is a big club. They're loads of history. They're a big London club. I don't know if David Moyes is the right manager for a club like that, because he's almost like his last two jobs at Sunderland and Real Sociedad, he was terrible. He has a winning percentage of 20 and 15 at those jobs. His strategy and the way he sets his teams up are kind of it's old, it's like an old style of play. And as a West Ham team who wanted, after 2 years ago finishing 7th, wanted to take that next step and try to get into the top 6, top 4. Putting David Moyes as your manager kind of pushes you back, I think, as a club overall.
Going on to the next game, we have Arsenal facing Man City. Man City coming out with the results of 3-1. Before letting any of you guys talk about this game, I'll start.
Go ahead, bro.
Arsene Wenger played a center defensive midfield player who was struggling in the Europa League game as a center back. Arsene Wenger spent over 50 mil for a striker and benched him against the top placed team in the league. Decided to play defensive on a team that's pressing high. Left one player up top thinking he can lead a counter to score. We come out with the result of losing 3-1, and the board still thinks that this is okay with the team. This is just one loss. There's a reason why people chant Wenger out, and this just showed it all.
Ultimately, I agree that Lacazette should look. The past few games, it's been Lacazette in the front, Sanchez on the left, also on the right.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you're gonna put Sanchez on the front, and we'll be on the left, and also on the right. Like, it's slight alterations like that that can cause a bit of problems, especially Coquelin as a
Center back, bro.
Like, I would rather El Neni as a center back, and he's not even a center back.
Wow, murder sacker though.
Yeah, like
You have the captain
you
on the
can't.
bench.
You can't. Why would you make these last minute changes when your rotation, your formation, your lineup has been working the last few days against the top, arguably the best league in Europe right now that is in Champions League contention? That's the biggest. Like, there's nothing more to say. It boils down to Wenger.
Man City didn't even look like they were trying that hard.
Yeah,
They were walking around.
They didn't need to.
They were walking around the pitch.
That's the kind of game.
It could have been 4-1, 5-1, 6-1. Like, it could have been way more goals. Man City didn't even look that good on that day. And Arsenal, they could have nicked a draw, like a 2-2 draw. You know, they could have nicked a point, but they're sleeping during the match. They have players out of position. They have players who don't seem like they want to still be there.
That first goal from De Bruyne, he did a shot. Sané got back the rebound. Nobody was there to get the rebound of that first shot that De Bruyne did. And did a second shot, and he got in. Like the second goal, the penalty too. The penalty
it was just a
simple
long ball over the top.
And two, it was bad defending.
Yeah.
Bad defending and bad judgment from Manuel. Manuel could have just came up to him and probably
just put pressure.
He didn't put pressure. He wasn't even going towards the net.
Didn't touch him. Yeah, even
Sterling's not the best finisher.
He should apply pressure on.
The third goal, I thought that was offside.
Yeah. Like an offside.
Yeah,
Should have been called offside.
It should have been called offside. Poor decision from
the officials.
The official, the assistant official. Poor decision for him. Like, I thought that was offside. Even though they should have
continued playing.
Yeah, they should have continued playing.
They didn't you wait till the whistle. Yeah. Like, let's say he should just continue defending it, because if they continue defending it, Jesus would have never got the ball. Would have been an easy kick out for a corner or something. And then you could turn and complain and say that should have been offside. But now they're down 3-1. They're pretty much game over now.
We have Chelsea versus Man U. Chelsea came out on top with a 1-0 score at the end of the game.
There was a lot of things going into it. Of course, Mourinho always coming back to Stamford Bridge, coming back to London is always a big thing. Also, it was big for Conte because coming off the Roma 3-0 loss in Italy, which must have hurt him a lot because he's Italian. He had a lot of pressure on him because a lot of analysts and things were predicting, like, if Chelsea were to lose, that could have been, he could get sacked after this game, Conte. The formation was a little bit different with what you're talking about, the 3-1-4-1.
3-1-4.
Oh yeah, 3-1-4. Yeah. It was a bit different. It was good to have N'Golo Kante come back in because he helps a lot with the defense. In front of the defense, he helps a lot. Conte actually benched David Luiz. He benched him. They didn't even put him on the bench. I actually put him in the stands because supposedly he was laughing after losing to Roma during the week. So Conte was not going to take that, and he told him to watch it in the stands. The Morata goal, of course, was very nice. Chelsea could have had a couple more goals. Morata kind of messed up, a little more clinical, and we could have been like a 3-0, especially where there was one where Hazard took the shot and he could have just laid it off to Morata instead. It's looking like, to me, Chelsea's the only one who could catch Man City. I think Man United, yes, without Pogba, is a huge loss for them because he frees up a lot of space in the midfield and he pushes forward also, and he helps out Lukaku. And the same thing also that a lot of people have been saying is, and it's shown that to be true, is that Lukaku doesn't show up in big games, doesn't score. I think he got like 2 touches during the whole game.
Yeah, it's true that the headlines made the comparisons that Morata just outshined him.
Lukaku didn't do anything. Bakayoko played outstanding.
Yeah, he really pushed up.
He pushed forward.
Alonso too.
Yeah.
Even Fabregas was alright. Like, everybody did their job. And you know what? Shoutouts to Christensen, one of the best future Danish players. He's going to be clinical for that national team.
That goal from Morata, was a good goal. Good goal from him, good header. You know, a mistake from the Man Utd defenders. I should say Bailey. Bailey was the one that's supposed to be guarding Morata, but he was guarding the other player that was behind him. I think it was Bakayoko. I think that was behind him, if I'm correct. He should have at least talked to his defender, because he was the one that could have seen more, because everybody was watching the ball.
Yeah.
He was the one that was behind Morata and could at least tell his players that there's a player at least behind you. There's this guy behind you trying to cover him, but they didn't do that. I should say poor game for Lukaku. Very poor game, you know. He had 17 touches the whole game. But the thing is, he had 70 touches outside the box.
Yeah, no touches inside the box.
No touches inside the box. He was playing, I think he was trying to play more like a right winger or something like that. Like, he was out of position a lot of time. Like a player like Lukaku. Lukaku is he's a very big threat. And him to go out of his position just to get the ball is you can't really win. You can't really win games if he does that, because he's a point player. He's a number 9. He has to stay in the point.
To the next game, we have Everton that played against Watford. That was a great game. Everton came out with the win, 3-2. Anything to be said about that game?
It was a surprise shock. I thought Watford had it for sure. Especially with the amount of Everton opportunities that they even ended up converting, it was even more surprising. It should have even been 5 goals for Everton rather than 3. Another team that has managerial issues, the likes of Sean Dyche has been linked to the club, even Carlos Ancelotti. But we'll see what happens. I think Everton are going to cling on a bit longer to the likes of Unsworth. And who knows? Maybe this could be a turnaround. It's just one game, but for the most part, I think this is what Everton needs right now if they're going to gain any sort of momentum and go back up the ladder.
I don't know, the fact that Watford was up 2-0.
Yeah.
And that Everton came back, scored 3 goals to make it 3-2.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good character to show the fight in the team, even though they're down 2-0, and the situation they're at this season with the interim manager right now. So it showed some good fight in the team.
Still not enough from Sigurdsson, but the experienced guys.
Yeah, they took off Wayne Rooney in the 60th minute to put some more pace on. They put Calvin Lewin. Of course, like he said, the penalty, I think Richarlison should have took the penalty.
Yeah.
Because he's the one that caused it. The goalie came out and he dribbled the keeper, and the keeper took him down. And he wanted to take it, but one of the Watford guys told, no, Cleverly's going to take it. Yeah. So, I don't know. Cleverly missed.
Yeah, he kicked it wide.
It was a bad penalty.
The first goal was a mistake from the keeper.
Yeah, it was.
That's what I'm talking about.
Everton. Yeah, the Greek guy.
Yeah.
The Greek keeper.
Not like that.
Yeah.
It's a Greek keeper, yo.
Carnezes.
Yeah.
Like, you see, that's enough to really throw off a team, you know? Like, keepers being tossed on and off like that.
Yeah, because he ran out and
Yeah.
Nias just dribbled around
Yeah,
there. And he got slide tackle, still went in the net.
It costs the game
Yeah.
for the rest of the players who've been unfortunately not that bad, but you know that's just how the game is.
It was a weird game because both keepers are making mistakes. Even
Yeah.
Pickford was making
Yeah.
some mistakes, a
Or in the
penalty,
first
and
half
some,
and
and one of the other goals too. So
Yeah,
it was a wild game.
that's what made
Back
it
and forth,
surprising.
you know?
Entertaining for sure,
Yeah,
though.
it was.
Yeah, they should have let the guy that scored the first goal, Richarlison. They should have let him shoot the penalty.
At the end, yeah.
Because I think he wanted to shoot that
Yeah,
penalty.
he wanted to, but they came over and said no, cleverly.
Cleverly, yeah.
Alright, so moving forward to our last game for this video, we have Stoke who faced Leicester City. The game ended in a draw 2-2, but it was a big game from ours actually. Who
It was a big
assisted
game.
2 goals.
It was a big game for Mars, and I say it was a big game too for Smasher. It was a big game for him. I think for me, for that game, I think he was the man of the match for that game. He had like 3 big saves. Big save that could have been goals, man, for Stoke. Good first game from the Spaniard.
Yeah.
Iborra. Good first game, good header. It was a good goal from him. Shaqiri too. Poor defending from Leicester. Left him wide open to get that curling of the post. Good goal from Mahrez. Man, that left foot. If you give him a little bit of space, yeah,
He's gonna bury it,
yeah. Give him that little bit of space, man. He's gonna score.
But we all know what the biggest moment was, man.
Hmm?
The praying mantis' header. Peter Crouch, man. Peter Crouch, man. Peter Crouch.
He can now retire.
Most headers in the Premier League history. Over 100
Is that actually
goals.
true?
Yeah, over 100 goals. 100. I think he's at like 112 or something like that goals now. He's over 100 goals.
I tell you, Peter Crouch, man, like, I don't know, like, this guy,
Underrated
man,
guy, yo.
underrated guy, man.
You
But
would think that, you'll see him when he's about to go for the ball, you can defend him, but nah, like,
yeah,
he's
he's
just
too tall.
too tall.
Gets to the ball, and those were the
He
places.
just does his thing,
Team
you know?
member, he
just
will
does
body
his
you
thing.
out.
Yeah.
He does his thing, bro. He scored goals.
Yeah, but this guy, I don't know, man. 30, how old is he? Like 38?
36.
36.
Yeah.
Wow, 36. Still putting in headers like that, man.
Yeah, man.
And he still wants to get a starting position.
He's scoring goals. What can you
He's
say?
scoring goals, man. You know, the manager has to give him a chance, man.
Yeah, man, just give him a
to
chance.
put him in starting position, man. You know. Yeah, but it was a big game, interesting game. You know, a lot of goals, but yeah.
Alright. Once again, this is Ace, Watson, Cara, Los Santos,
The one and only.
and this is Take Aim.
Take aim.
It's a wrap.
Hi. Later. Oh, this guy goes, oh, Josh is